It's your girl, Ebony McMorris, White House Correspondent for American Urban Radio Networks, and we are here at the historic Ben's Chili Bowl, but we're not on U Street. We are at the Walter Washington Convention Center, and I'm so excited because what time is it? It is time for the CBCF, Congressional Black Caucus Foundation Annual Conference, 54 years. Okay, and we've got the Vice President with us, Mr. Jonathan Cox. How are you?
I'm doing very well. It's good to be with you, Emily.
Man, 54 years, right?
Indeed. It's exciting.
Made for the moment,
yes,
right?
We are indeed made for this moment.
That is the theme: power, policy, progress.
Yes.
Break that down. Now, I wish we had like a half smoke, but right now I'm getting a little hungry.
I didn't even eat breakfast, so I'm definitely hungry.
But it's all right.
Some beans. So yeah, made for this moment, right? This is it's a call to action, as well as I think a sign of hope. Right, so it's this idea that we have been here before. Our communities are resilient, and I'm talking about Black people. Right, we are very resilient. Have always been able to adjust to change and adjust to challenges that we have. And so the conference theme, being made for this moment, talks about this idea of coming together in power, coming together to promote different policies that will engage us so we can actually move things forward and create progress, right? That is exactly what we're doing here at this conference.
Let's break it down in the few minutes that we have. Let's hit the PowerPoint, because we are in a time of heightened division in this country.
Yes.
We are, and I'm in the White House, an administration who has basically created an enemies list, who's shutting everybody down, executive orders coming out. Steve Bannon said it best in 2019. He said their mission is to flood the zone. Where is the power in this moment for Black folk?
Right, so we've always had the power. I think that's one of the misconceptions that we see about Black communities, is that often people are looking and thinking that we definitely need things externally. And while it's obviously really helpful to have systems in place, right, structures in place that are going to help support us in the same ways that all American communities should be supported, we have all the resources we need, right? When we come together, we can bring together to bear all of those different resources, from the community members, the business owners, the local leaders, right, politicians. Everybody can work together to create that power that happens, right? And we're really seeing that, particularly now at the local level. We know that it's really difficult to do things federally right now because of who's in control.
We got gerrymandering going on left and right. Still attacks on voting rights legislation.
Yes.
Right.
We're seeing all that. And again, it's not new. And so we know what to do because we've been here before, right? And so we're seeing a lot of local leaders really step in, particularly Black mayors of various cities across the nation. Right? We're excited because we have a panel this Friday where we're bringing together mayors from across the nation to talk about just that. How are they engaging people in local communities? How are they leveraging that work to help create change in those particular areas, but then fuel that change to create something positive at the federal or national level as well?
Now, I'm excited because we are kicking off this new season here at CBCF. And today is Friday, and on Friday we always talk about business for the culture. Let's talk about we've talked about power. What's the progress? That specific progress that you can see, and how is that being addressed here? Has been addressed here at the conference. Some of the things that have been talked about.
Sure. Yeah. So I mean, again, we're seeing sessions that have been happening on so many different topics that are really highlighting the positive changes that either people are really pushing to make, right? Whether that's continuing to pass new legislation at the federal level and that floods down to the local level. We're seeing people talk about these different issues and how they're addressing them, again, with the help of different community members, with the help of different organizations that have been doing this work for decades, right? Like the CBCF, we're celebrating 50 years of the CBCF next year. There are other organizations that are the same, 50 and 60 years, who have been really engaged in this work. And so all of these stakeholders are coming together and highlighting the great work they're doing, how they're engaging with different constituents and different organizations and people, and how they're using that to fuel this progress and move this forward.
Power, progress, but we didn't hit the policy part. So I want to hit policy because this is the largest gathering, right? This is the largest gathering when we talk about Black policy for African Americans and for global Blacks all over. What are what is the policy agenda that you want to see happen? And talk about the policy report that was just put out that people can access on the website.
Absolutely, yes. And so we, in conjunction with the Joint Center for Political and Economic Studies, created a policy agenda. What we did was we saw that lots of different organizations are putting out agendas to highlight the policies that are relevant to the areas of expertise they have. Very often what we're seeing is that these are not necessarily in as much concert with each other as we would like, right? When we think about how we come together, that's what really creates this positive change. And so together what we did was create this policy agenda that looks at 7 different key areas of all these things that are really important for Black folks, right? Whether that's healthcare, education, voting rights, the criminal legal system, all of that, because we know that these are systemic issues. They're all interconnected. You can't pull them apart, right? We have to think about how housing impacts advancement economically for Black people, or the ways in which healthcare is going to limit people's mobility, right? And so our policy agenda puts forth different priorities that can help push all of these areas forward. Again, highlighting what is really important right now and what we need to happen in order for Black people to actually continue to thrive in America and not get left behind.
What are some of those needs? What is it that we need to happen? What are some call to action steps that you want to put in people's ears and let people know what is being done even on the legislative level?
Yeah, so one of the areas that we're really excited about, and that we have sessions about as well, that we've been talking about this week, are really looking at issues of technology, right? We know that right now, emergent technology, particularly AI, is really changing the game, right? It's changing the ways we do work. It's changing the ways in which people need to be prepared to do work or to be able to enter the workforce. And so we want to make sure that we are pushing forward policy that encompasses that, so that Black folks don't get left behind in the same ways that they have been in the past. We want to make sure that they have the training they need to be invested in these systems. And also we think about the ways in which bias gets embedded into these. If Black folks are not sitting at the table and helping to create and develop these technologies, then not only will we be left behind, but we're going to see that racial bias continue to be implemented in these systems.
What is it that you want people to do after this conference, and what is CBCF going to be doing after this conference?
Yep, so we are really pushing for folks, again, to lean into the power that they have, right? We want folks to engage with the research and policy work that we have on our website, right? You can go there and just find out. We put out reports, policy briefs, we have interactive websites that really break down what's happening in the world right now that impacts Black folks in ways that everybody can understand. We have our executive order tracker, so you can see what's happening with these executive actions.
I love that tracker. So let me just tell you, I really want to encourage people to make sure that you go to the website and look at that tracker, because we get caught up in so many other side conversations, but these executive orders are having real life implications. These bills that the president is trying to push is having real life implications. And so it's a challenge to stay focused.
It is.
But we have got to absolutely dig in deeper. Before we go, where can people go to get more information? And how would you sum up this moment?
Sure. So you can visit our website at cbcfinc.org. That's where you can get everything you need to know about the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation and the awesome work that we are doing. And right now, really, again, I want people to lean into the theme of this conference, that we are made for this moment. As the Black church will say, you have been made for a time such as this. Amen. Right. And so I want people to lean into that power, to understand that they have it. It's not something that people can give you necessarily. You can take it, right? And we have been doing this for generations. We've been here before. We'll get through this, and we're going to continue going to ensure that we have progress for Black people moving forward.
Jonathan Cox, Vice President of Congressional Black Caucus Foundation, thank you so much for your work. I look forward to having you on Business for the Culture again.
Absolutely. It's been a pleasure.
So much.
Thank you.